Hey everybody, welcome to my mishmash video, and I want to show you a couple of things today. So the first thing I want to show you is this vice grip wire stripper and crimper. Okay, this is a really good tool. I've done a little bit of research. There's a lot of cheaper ones out there. This one wasn't a lot of money. It was just a little bit, you know. But this one is the one that I've seen gotten the most reviews. I've watched the demos. It looks really simple. Before I walk you through a demo, I want to just basically show you a couple things here. So this is the stop right here. This is how you determine how much wire is going to get stripped. Okay, and you can go a 1/4 inch, an 1/8 inch, etc. Or you can remove this altogether like that. Bring it down there, and you can put anything you want through there. As long as it fits in this channel, you're good to go. This crimper, this stripper handles anything up to 22 gauge. There is a fine adjustment right here. So if your wire is a little too thin and it's not gripping, you just turn that adjustment and it'll grip it. So one of the things that I normally use all the time is power cords when I work on an amp, right? So I build an amp, I restore an amp. I always take an old power cord and I strip it and I replace it with a 3-prong cord. So let's demonstrate what that looks like. So I'm going to remove the stop, and remember, as long as it fits in there, I'm good. So I'm going to leave this like that, hanging out. I'm just going to squeeze. Now there's going to be some material inside this cord probably that I'm going to have to remove, but let's see what happens. Okay, there it is. Let's get that insulation off there. Okay, so now we're going to untwist it, and we're going to get that nylon rope out of there. Very annoying. Okay. So we'll take our nylon rope, we'll slice it, get rid of it. Okay. So what you're left with here are your 3 wires. Okay. So normally what you would do is you would have to strip these individually to get them where you want it, but not with this tool. I'm going to put my stop in for this one like that. I'm going to put all 3 wires in at the same time and squeeze. Now look what you got. All 3 wires are stripped. Is that cool or what? This is an awesome tool. This is going to save me a lot of time. I was really worried about the way I used to do it because I was always worried that I would nick the wire here. So really good. So it works really good with power cords. It also works good with other wire. So here's a 22 gauge stranded wire. We're going to put right in here like this, up to the stop, and we're going to squeeze. There you go. Simple. Or we bring the stop in and make it shorter. We'll use the other side of the wire like that, and you can see you got a short one. I also have a piece of solid wire, 22 gauge. Let's see what that does. Now here's an example where you may have to adjust it because this wire is very thin. So I'll show you how that works. Let's try it one more time. Actually, I just didn't have it in right. So you'll see that it stripped out really well, nice and clean, and nothing was nicked. So I would highly recommend this tool. If you need something to strip wires, I would absolutely recommend this one. It also has a crimper over here if you use those crimp-on connectors, terminals, etc. You can do that as well. It works from 10 to 22 gauge, I believe. So I highly recommend this tool. Alright, let's see what else we have here. While I have this tool out, I'm going to try and see if this shielded wire works in here. This is the shielded wire that I used on the Goat amp. So let's see what happens. First thing we want to do is take off the outer jacket. That seems to have worked well. Let's see if we can get that foil off there now. It looks like it pulls the wire out of the sleeve. That's interesting. Let's try this. Let's just put a little pressure on this thing so it doesn't pull it out. Let's see if we can strip this thing. Okay, we got some more insulation. It looks like it's struggling a little bit with this. It looks like it's very, maybe not thick enough. That may have to be adjusted. There it goes. It just took off the foil. So it all depends how you place the wire in. And now if I want to strip the insulation, let's see what happens. There you go. Perfect. Alright, so on this kind of wire it works. You just have to be careful where you place it in the cutter. Alright, so I was able to strip this back, get the insulation off, strip the wires back, and I have my grounding wire right there. Really cool. I'm still practicing how to use this, guys, so bear with me. Works good though. So most of you know that I'm working on this amplifier and I'm going to put it into this case. And you'll notice what I've done here is I've cut out the hole for the speaker, which is really, really cool. And what's going to go on this on the outside is this grill, like so. It's going to get mounted on the outside. And let me show you what the speaker looks like. We're going to open the top up here. I obviously don't have the speaker mounted yet. And I took the advice of Don on the junk collector, and I'm going to put a little bit of a better speaker in here. So this is a Jensen special design. It's an 8-inch speaker. It's made for an instrument. You'll see it's 8 ohms, like that. And this speaker, once I remove this panel, which I'll have to cut a notch out in there, but that's no problem. This speaker fits perfectly in this hole, like so. Okay, and that grill's going to go right on front of it. Alright, then I'm going to slip that board back down in there, and I'll make sure I create a baffle so that I get some good bass tone. And then this is where the amplifier is going to go here. Again, I have to build some rails here to hold it up and remove this piece, but that's coming. And then I'll figure out how I'm going to handle the top. And the cooling fan that I said I was going to put in here is going to get mounted somewhere around here. It's there's no noise, it's quiet, it's not going to generate interference, it's going to do a really good job. So we're starting our progress on our box, and I'll be sure to keep you updated on that. Let's look at the next thing. Hey guys, so just a couple of things before we wrap up this video. The Presto Goat amp is coming along really well. Happy with that. Going to be putting that in the case in the next week or so, and I'll put the final video up when that's done. I'm not going to bore you with the step-by-step. I may include it in another odds and sods video, but I'm going to do that separately. A few other things. Today's Easter, so happy Easter and happy Passover to everybody. I don't know whatever you celebrate. So I hope you had a good day and enjoyed your time with your family. I had a gig last night over here in Jacksonville. Had a really good time. I'm a little tired today actually, but had a really good gig. I'm in a great band with a bunch of great people, and we played, and people that were listening to us really loved it, and we had a great time. And of course, when you're on stage, you act like you're 18, and when it's time to take the equipment down, you feel like you're in your 50s again. So that's how that works. But anyway, I appreciate everybody watching, and I hope you all have a great holiday. And I'll be finishing up the Goat amp in about a week or so, give or take a little bit, and then I'm going to get on that Crossley grandfather clock / radio. The clock still needs some work, if you remember. I had it running, but basically that motor is probably gummed up. So if you apply heat to it, it'll work. But once it cools off, it doesn't work very reliably. So I have to decide if I can fix that synchronous motor, or just replace it with a more modern day motor and just be done with it. So I have to determine which is safer. I'm not sure I like leaving an 80-year-old motor in a radio running all the time, such as a clock. So I'm not sure that that's a safe thing to do anyway. So I'm going to think through that. But in the meantime, that's going to be our next project. Is the grandfather clock? Get that radio all restored. And just like the rest of you, I have a long list of things that I'm going to work on. So we'll just do them one at a time here. All right, everybody have a great day. Talk to you soon.